Today I'm taking you through my pros and cons of self-publishing and traditional publishing. Some things to consider first. Are you an entrepreneur or do you want to work with a large corporation? Are you willing to wait for your book debut or would you like to do that in your own time? Are you okay handing over complete control to someone else or would you like to be in control over your book? This is not to tell you whether to go self-publishing or traditional publishing. It's simply my list of pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. Self-publishing. You have complete control over your book. This includes what the cover will look like, what the price is, how it's formatted, how you're being portrayed as an author. And you can even make changes anytime after it's published. Traditional publishing. Validation and working on a team. If it's always been your dream to work with a publisher, that's fantastic. You'll be working with a team of people who are excited about your book. Having this team of people could really validate the feeling of you being an author. Self-publishing. Instantly publish. There's no wait time when you're ready to publish. It takes approximately 4 hours to upload your book to Amazon before it's ready to be sold. And then 60 days later, you can get paid. With Amazon, you also get paid monthly. This is instant gratification at its finest. Traditional publishing. There's no upfront cost to have a traditional publisher and you get advanced royalties, meaning that you'll get a lot more money upfront rather than when you self-publish, which will take some time for the money to come in, even though you get paid right away. Self-publishing pro. There's no contracts to sign your book away to because you own all the rights to that book. Traditional publishing pro. There's a higher potential to be a household name. So if this is important to you, then traditional publishing might be the way to go. I'm gonna guess you have people like J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, Nora Roberts, Nicholas Sparks. Those books are probably in your household somewhere. That's why they're called a household name, because everyone has one. It's a lottery though. You're not guaranteed to become a household name just because you go traditional publishing. Self-publishing pro, getting paid is quick. It might not be as much upfront as I said before, but it's quick. And your royalty rate is much higher on Amazon versus what a traditional publisher will pay you. Now for the negative, the cons. Traditional publishing, contracts. This is my personal biggest con with the traditional publishing world. I can't imagine spending countless days and hours slaving away at my story that I love and is my baby, only to sell my book to someone who will have complete control over it and maybe do something to it that I don't want them to do to it. You could say I'm kind of a control freak. If you're okay with doing that, then carry on, no big deal. Self-publishing con, you must become an entrepreneur. No one's gonna know about you if you don't build your own platform. There's a lot of work that goes into being an entrepreneur and running your own business and making sure your book is being promoted to an extent that you're actually gonna sell some books and get paid. Traditional publishing con, it's a slow, very, very slow process. Nowhere in my research have I read that it is quick at all. So after you spent a good chunk of time writing and editing, you now have to go find yourself an agent if you don't already have one, and then you have to find and accept a publishing deal. And this is the part where it can take a long time because you might get no after no after no. It can take 6 months to 2 years before your book launches. What could you be doing in those 2 years promoting your own book if you were a self-publisher? Just a thought. Self-publishing con. It's gonna cost you some money. You'll probably want to budget between $1,000 to maybe even $2,000 depending on the length of your book, meaning how many words does it have, how much your editor is going to charge you per word, and you're going to need to pay for the cover artist, pay for maybe some free swag like bookmarks and things to hand out at events. You'll need to pay for someone to format your book. The worst thing you could do is put a book out there that you think is ready and yet it really needed some professional editing help and you decided not to spend the money on it and now you've risked ruining your reputation as a self-published author and poof, your writing author dreams are gone. Traditional publishing con. You're still going to have to market your own book. I was under the impression that if you were going with a traditional publisher, promoting of your book would be very simple and very easy and not a whole lot of work on your end. That's wrong. Your publisher will probably even expect it of you. So if you're still going to do all this dirty work to promote your own book, which you should be doing because you are excited about it. It just seems like maybe self-publishing might be a good way to go. I hope that this pros and con list will help you with your own pros and con list. I'm Lisa Corries. Thanks for joining me today. Find me on my various social media sites at Lisa Corries, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye.